Hello, Jesse Good here, back with another review. Today I'm reviewing all 16 minifigures from LEGO Minifigures Series 15. This is planned for a February 1st release date in America, while it's released around the world January 1st. So without further ado, let's take a look at the first minifigure. So here's the farmer, and fun fact, he's the first minifigure with plain, no printed, dual molded legs in a minifigure series. But that's my favorite part of this whole minifigure, the dual molded legs, because in that color, it's just probably the most wanted color I wanted, where it's blue and brown boots. You could use it for Mario or Luigi. Speaking of which, this guy looks a lot like Luigi in terms of his outfit. He got trousers with green and blue. Either way, there's also a piggy included, which is the part that a lot of other people are going to want this for. And I love how that little printing comes out because that makes the pig exclusive, the spots that he has. But also he comes with a little rake, and he has printing even on the side of his arms, which I just noticed very recently. So I like that because it looks really cool. Then other than that, he also has the Scarecrow hat from Series 11 in a new color, no printing. So that's really useful. And his face is just kind of an old man with glasses, which I always like getting those. So here's the Astronaut. It's odd that we had to wait this long to get a LEGO Minifigures Series Astronaut, but I really like how this minifigure came out because he has printing all around him. His arms both have unique printing, they're not the same, and the side of his legs have printing, and the minifigure as a whole is just a tribute to Classic Space because he has the Classic Space logo on his flag, his torso, and his arm print right there. Also, he has a visor, which you could lift up, and you can see he has some nice facial printing right there. He also has the Classic Space air tank. And what I really do like about this minifigure is not only the printing, but he's a bearded man with a happy face, because it's rare to get bearded men from LEGO who are smiling. I don't know why, but that's really it for the Astronaut. So here's the Frightening Knight, and he's a bear in Bear Knight, not in any other way. And he has the little printing of a bear on his shield, and he also has a new mace piece. It uses a regular kind of pole piece. Well, it's a smaller pole piece, but the mace itself is a separate mold. It's rubbery, and it has a little hole on the bottom, so that's cool. And so I like that. That's really unique. Other than that, he has shoulder pads, which have little spikes on them, printing on the back of his torso, which is really nice, and the printing on the front and the legs is really nice as well. It reminds me of something from like Game of Thrones. Other than that, he also has a face print underneath, and you can see he looks pretty frightening. And then he also has his helmet, which is the Kingdom's mold for the helmet. So all that considered is really neat. And if you look super closely, he actually has printing on both of his arms. So that's also a nice touch as well. So here is the Clumsy Guy, and I won't say it, this guy's my favorite new minifigure of this series. The two crutch molds are something we've been wanting forever, and it's great for, the LEGO City setting. And there's actually two ways you could hold it. You could hold it like that, or you could hold it at the end right here. Or if you really want, you could hold it at the end right there, but I don't think anybody's going to hold it like that. So I really like how these came out, and they're both, you can see the moldings right there. Very, very cool. Other than that, the minifigure himself has some printing on his little cast, and you can see it says oopsie and Mikey boy, and then there's all this writing on the back, which limits the use of this. I don't like that. I don't like that they have writing on there, but I guess it makes it more fun for the kiddies. Other than that, his shirt is actually really funny. It's just a banana, but I like graphic tees and Lego. And then he has a whole new molding for his Band-Aid wrap on his head. They went above and beyond. They didn't have to make a new molding, but that makes it all the more useful. So I really like how that came out. And you can see there's lots of little indentations, which are actually molded. Then his face print, he looks really injured, so that's really funny. Other than that, short sleeves as well, and I guess this is dual molded for his leg right here, but just that leg piece. So that's it for the Clumsy Guy. Here's a tribal woman, and the best part about her is the Lego baby, of course. This is like, what, the third Native American minifigure, but this is the best because of one reason. This little baby right here, he's adorable. Look at that, he has like a little smile, or she, I don't know. And they also have a hole so that they could hold it on their arms or wherever. And also, she could hold it on the back of her torso just like this. Because she has a little neck part. And there you go. She could hold it like that. So that's actually really cool how that comes out. Other than that, the minifigure herself is not bad. If you get over the fact that they've kind of covered this archetype before, or twice before, the minifigure has some great printing all around. Printing on her short sleeve dual molded arms. And then she has dual molded legs with printing on the side as well. And her hairpiece is something we've gotten before, but it has 2 holes. You could stick this little part right here up there on that part, so you can make her wear the little feather part like that, or you could stick it on the back, which is the traditional way, and just make her wear it just like that. So very cool minifigure overall. No back printing on her face, but other than that, it's a great minifigure. So here's a winged warrior who has some great printing all around him. Love his golden spear and just a lot of pearl gold pieces all around. New molding on his torso and his helmet, which his helmet mold looks fantastic. I love how that came out, and you can see it right here. So that comes out looking really cool. And his face print is the only lackluster part because it's just another kind of serious face print with cheekbones. They usually do that with the warrior type minifigures from the Minifigures line. So you can see his torso right there. Very nice on how it comes out. And printing on the side of his legs as well, which come out looking really neat. And then the actual molding on his shoulder pad part looks fantastic. I love how that came out, and you can see how it works right there. You just slip that on the neck. And then this part right here are actually 2 clips that are included. And of course, these wings right here in a nice pearl gold color. And you can just see how they connect to the back like that. So very cool molding on the shoulder pad part. So here's the Faun. Very neat looking minifigure. Really love his new molding on his legs. It's a totally new leg mold altogether. And they come out looking very cool except for one thing. So you see that looks all nice, but when you move that up, there's a little bit of a hole showing there. So that's kind of annoying, honestly. But you can still pose them in cool positions and everything like that. Also like how they have a printed flute. That's something I've been wanting for a while, and for some reason like the Snake Charmer didn't even have a printed flute. And then you also got a whole new kind of hair mold, which also has his ears coming out. Very intricate on how it looks, so I really like that. You even have horns on the top. And his face is pretty cool. It's a guy with a little beard who's smiling. That's all I've really asked for from LEGO. And they make so many evil bearded men as I go into earlier on. So overall, very cool minifigure, and he's really cool when you pose him in different positions. Here is the Animal Control Officer. It's nice to see a return to that net piece, which is a really big molding, but it's a hard plastic, surprisingly. She has some printing all around her. You can see on the side she has a badge that shows like a raccoon, and some printing on the side of her legs. And her face print is actually double-sided, so if you take off her very generic and disappointing hair, I wish they would have just put that in black or something, you got 2 faces, and I really love her disgusted face. But the best part is the skunk himself, who you can see right here. He looks adorable, all right? For a skunk, it's hard to say that, but this guy just looks so cute. And he has a big, big fluffy tail. And yeah, it's just an adorable looking little skunk. Totally new mold altogether. And you can see you can just put it on plates or whatever, and that's how he kind of fits on. So overall, very cool molding on the skunk, but the Animal Control Officer herself isn't bad. Here's the Janitor. I love his sand blue color, and the best part is the mop, which you can put up like that, and it's actually made out of 2 pieces. There's a new mop mold and then just a regular stick piece. Or you could put it down like that. And the minifigure has some great printing on him, on his front and everything like that. But other than that, no printing on the back of him. His face print reminds me of the Janitor from Futurama. And it's nice to see the new hat mold in a sand blue color. So here's a Ballerina. Underrated minifigure in my opinion. She's just perfect. I mean, it's what you would expect from a Ballerina. I don't have any complaints about that. Love how she has printing all the way on her sides with her little laces. And her actual tutu piece is a whole new mold altogether. Just connects at the bottom like that. And you see there's 2 holes. So you'd actually wear it up like this if you'd want. And who knows, that might even be the right way. And then you have her face print, which is pretty cute. I like how it came out. Nice torso print as well. Then she has 2 little flowers in her hair, which look really, really cool because they have a shine to them. No back printing on her face though. So here's the laser robot. No new molds whatsoever, but still some very cool printed pieces and colors. Love the color scheme on this guy especially. You can see that he uses the old kind of robot piece with from the Minifigures series and the old robot helmet, which we've gotten a few times. And his face is just these kind of wavelength, it looks like. Other than that, you can take off his little shoulder pad, and his attachments on the back are from, I think, Galaxy Squad or something like that. And you can see they also have some nice printing on them. So that's really cool. And then you can see he has some torso printing. And his laser right here, I believe, is from Ninjago. And it's in this nice blue color. So very cool minifigure. So here's a Kendo Fighter. And I like this minifigure because of his color scheme. They use a dark blue color to it, and I think that makes him look really cool. Other than that, he also has some printing on his helmet. Well, not really printing, but coloring, where he has some red kind of outline and then some silver. His two little katanas, I can never pronounce that right, are wooden, which it's nice to finally get wooden katanas. And his torso print is very cool as well. Unfortunately, none on the back, but he does have a pretty cool face print. Here's a shark suit guy, and this minifigure is completely wacky. I just think he's just really weird. But that kind of makes him, you know, a catch minifigure, because people are going to want him just because of how weird he is. Definitely draws inspiration from the Left Shark meme or whatever. And he got his face print right there, where he's sweating on one end, which I really like how they have that. And he has a front face print right there where he's smiling. Two new molds. You got the molding for his flippers, which are really cool and smooth. I like how that comes out. And then you just have his little shark mold right here, which is a big molding. So that looks really cool. And you could probably put some of it in the water and pretend it's a shark, but I don't know if you could get away with that. So that's it for the shark suit guy. So here's the wrestler, and remember when I thought this would be John Cena? Yeah, it's the Ultimate Warrior. That's who it looks like. And he's actually really funny just as a minifigure. I like his facial expression. I don't like wrestling, but I think he's still a good minifigure. He has side printing on his legs and his arms, and dual molded legs, which are really cool. And then his new hairpiece is my favorite part, because I just love getting new hairpieces. Sure, this one isn't so useful, but it still could probably find a use. And his torso has a little belt on it, and his face is just very angry. Also, I like how he has back torso printing. And one thing is his trophy, which his accessory, I guess, isn't that interesting. It's just an existing trophy mold we already have. Here's the Jewel Thief, and this girl is my least favorite minifigure of this series. At first, I was really excited because she has a new, you know, color hairpiece for Black Widow, but that also comes in the LEGO Ninjago line, so that makes it less of a catch to get this minifigure, or makes her less interesting to get. Other than that, the archetype they chose was really odd and unique, but I just don't think the execution was that good. She doesn't have any cool accessories or really any new moldings or anything like that. I guess her face print is kind of neat, that she has like a little crook mask, but yeah, not really interesting. Last minifigure is the Queen, and this girl has a new dress mold, which comes out looking really cool. It's very puffy, but you can take off her torso, and you can see how that kind of works. Works just like a normal LEGO minifigure leg piece, but the rest of the minifigure is still pretty cool. No back printing, but she has this whole cape piece, or two cape little fabrics to cover that up, with the little cape right here, and then this part on the shoulder. And then her hair piece is one we got, I think, once before with like the LEGO movie series, but it's in a new color here. And she has just kind of a jolly face, which is really cool, and a crown on the top. So here's the packaging for this series. It looks a lot like Series 4, but I believe this is a darker orange, but I can't find my Series 4 packaging right now. Then you got the back. Hey, you could use this code if you'd like. So I would probably say this series is on par with like Series 13, which was a really good series in my opinion. I think I still like Series 14 the best out of all the recent ones, just because of how like unique it was in terms of they were all monsters, and I'm a sucker for Halloween, so I guess there's bias there. But I think this series stands out in one way, and that's it is the most recent series that's the best for new molds. There are so many useful new molds in here. Whether it's the baby piece, which is something we've been waiting for years, the new mace piece, which is really cool. I like how it's rubber and everything like that. The skunk mold, which, yeah, is very specific as an animal, but still, that's just another animal as a whole, and I love that molding. This new wrestler hair, or, of course, my favorite, the crutch pieces right here, which I just love those. And you also got a Band-Aid wrapped hair. So there's a lot of new molds in here that are just really useful, and I think that's really where this series stands out. Other than that, as a whole, the characters are just solid. I think every character in this series is solid. My least favorite is the Jewel Thief. I think she's the least good out of all of them. I think she's the worst out of all the minifigures. But she's not bad. She just misses the bad title just by a little bit because of the detailing on her torso and everything like that. And it is a cheap way to get this new hairpiece in black. Which, it's weird that they are releasing that in the Ninjago wave, because it makes me want that minifigure so much less, because it's just easy to get in this minifigure series. And it makes this girl not really exclusive. So there's that. But my favorite, I already said, is the Clumsy Guy. I love the Clumsy Guy. But my favorite new piece are the crutches and the baby. So As a whole, I just think this series is great for the new pieces. So many useful molds here and there. And I want to hear your favorites, so leave your favorites in the comments below. I'm not going to rate this series as a whole. I already ranked it a little bit with the most three recent LEGO in-house series. So yeah, that's it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I'll see you guys later.